basically what the survey, not just this survey, but other surveys that we've done have found is that support among young people, even people who are young Republicans and Trump voters, for democratic socialism or in socialist policies is extraordinarily high. So, for example, more than 50% of people aged 18 to 39, these are likely voters, say that they want, not that they would vote for, but that they want a democratic socialist president in 2028, including,
my gosh,
in the most recent poll we did, 35% of people who said they voted for Trump. 35% of young Trump voters.
That is my terrifying. Gosh.
Yes.
That's because they want change. They want change. They voted for Trump because
right.
Trump brought change.
Yes.
And they
don't want none of this change. They don't want the socialist change. They think they do, maybe?
No, they think they do because the way that was before Trump, it wasn't working for them, right? Capitalism isn't working for them.
Right.
Yeah. We've seen evidence of that.
It's you know what? The economy, and correct me if I'm wrong, has been just decimated through decades of terrible policy from both parties.
Yep. And
this is going to be a tortured analogy, but the way the Cleveland Browns hop from one quarterback to another, just looking for a solution, that's kind of what's happening with young voters, right?
Yes, they're looking for a strong man.
Yeah.
They're looking for a strong man. We're entering into the phase of society where you're looking for a strong man who's going to fix the problem. So, for example, this was another result that we found, okay? This is unbelievable. 55% of young people said that they would support a law that would confiscate Americans' excess wealth. This is what we asked them. Would you confiscate Americans' excess wealth, including things like second homes, luxury cars, and private boats, in order to help young people buy a home for the first time? 55% said yes.
Of course, yeah.
76%, three-quarters, said that they strongly or somewhat agree that major industries like healthcare, energy, and big tech should be nationalized to give more control and equity to the people.
76%?
76%, including a strong majority of self-identified Republicans and Trump voters.
Terrifying.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it's a perfect storm of a dumbed-down education system producing these young voters into an economic system that has been abused for ever.
And the thing is, this goes beyond not knowing what socialism is.
Yes.
Right? It's not like, well, I think socialism is being social with my friends. Right. Of course I like that.
Right.
So they understand, right? This is an economic system. This is the government in control of production and all of those things. They're understanding that. And they're okay with it.
Still okay with it.
Yeah, that's why we asked the specific policies to find out if they knew.
And apparently they do.
Right. And then we asked them, why do you want a democratic social? What's the number one reason? We gave them a whole bunch of options. And the number one reason why they said that they wanted a democratic socialist president is because of the housing prices being too high. Yeah. That was the number one response. Now, the other one, the second response was the economy unfairly benefits people who already have wealth. And the third response was it unfairly benefits big corporations that have too much wealth.
Well, that's the propaganda they're getting. They're being beaten over the head with it. That's what they're learning in school. That's what the media is telling them. So, it's class warfare now.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and this
to eat the rich.
We played the clip last week of Charlie Kirk back in July sitting down with Tucker Carlson, where he talked about this coming storm that's going to get Mamdani elected and how young voters are so disenchanted.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. That's why Trump was elected.
Yep.
The same thing.
That was the point he made. He's like, this is the same people that got Trump elected that's going to get Mamdani elected.
That's right. So the same survey that we did, when we asked young people favorability for Donald Trump, it was 48%. Now that's high for young people. So about half of young people are saying they want socialism, and about half of young people are saying, well, Trump's doing a pretty good job.
So they haven't given up completely on Trump's policies. But, right? Does that sound right?
I think that the divisions that used to exist around economics are fading away. And they are now based on other things. Yeah. So, for example, I think young leftists hate America for the most part, they don't want anything, and they want us to become they want globalism and all of that. I think young conservatives like America. They're more likely to support free speech and things like that. They're more nationalistic, but they are not more conservative economically. And I think that's the danger that we have, is them falling into that trap that so many other people have fallen into historically. And it's primarily because they believe the economy is unfair. It's not fair to them.
And right now you have Trump proposing a 50-year mortgage to try to ease this burden of home ownership that's so unattainable now for young people.
Do you guys like that?
Hell no. Good grief.
I think it's one of the worst ideas I've ever heard.
Especially when you die and you still have payments to make. Who's going to own it then?
Well, no one will get a mortgage if that's what happens, because it will make more sense just to rent.
It also doesn't help that much, frankly. I mean, the example they gave on a $400,000 house was $200 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not worth a 20-year additional burden. And nobody's going to be around for 50 years to pay that off anyway.
Well, I've got a policy idea that might work. But here's an idea. Right. I think we should do 1,000-year mortgages. It should be for your generations. The mortgages would be like $10 a month. You could buy a house for $10 a month.
Idea.
I like it.
And get this. No, this is the best part. It's pro having kids. Because if you're at the bank, who are you giving it to? The guy with 10 kids?
There you go.
Or the guy with no kids?
Right.
It's with the kids because you want the generation.
It's family friendly.
That's right.
It's a great idea, Justin.
I like this.
Yes,
great
this
idea.
is what we're cooking up at the Heartland Institute.
I like it.
It's genius. 1,000-year mortgage. I love it. At $10 a month? Yeah, who wouldn't do that?
Who can beat it? You can't beat that price.
We'll see about the $10 a month.
That doesn't include escrow. With escrow, it's $1,500.
Closing costs, fees. There's other things.
With
I
the
know.
property taxes in Texas, actually we don't come out ahead at all.
Yeah.